Hi guys, in this video I want to cover PEMF and is it effective? Is it legitimate? That's a fair question that people ask, so I want to tackle that in this video. Real quick before I do that, make sure to go to the link in the description. I have a free checklist for you if you're looking for other natural therapies that I personally use as a pharmacist and that I can vouch for. It's there. Just go sign up for it. I'll send it to you free. So when I'm talking about the effectiveness of PEMF, I want to approach it from two fronts. One of which is, let's look at the scientific evidence, let's look at the studies. Secondly, I want to share what I've seen with my own eyes via PEMF. Now, I'm not going to go through individual studies, but I'm going to point you to resources where you can do more of that digging in and reading up on your own, because I want to keep this video concise and just point you to those places where you can look at it yourself. But with that being said, there's plenty of studies and evidence supporting PEMF. But a good start, just keep in mind places like NASA use this in their suits because it is very beneficial for bone density, so they'll use it in the suits too. I believe it's in the suits, but they will do that to help the astronauts retain bone density in a zero gravity environment. Another place, we're talking about research. Old Dominion University has an entire school that is dedicated to what they call bioelectric medicine, basically, and PEMF is a subset of that. So a lot of these studies that I've read have come from Old Dominion University. And then there's some books that you can read, one of which, no particular order, but The Body Electric, and I'll put links to all this stuff down in the description. Healing is Voltage is another good one. These are very, again, research heavy books. And if you're a super nerd, you're going to want to read Magnetic Therapy in Eastern Europe. So like I said, this technology's been around a long time. This was essentially studies that were done behind the Iron Curtain during the Cold War. They were way ahead of us in using this stuff, and that research has now come to light. We have access to those studies. Very interesting stuff. Now, like I said, that will get you started on the scientific evidence part of it. One thing I want to touch on is personal experience. As you may or may not know, I was exposed to PEMF by my wife. And she went and tried it for her knee, and she calls me up and she's like, "You're not going to believe what this is. It helps so much." And I thought I'm a pharmacist. I thought she was absolutely nuts. And then I started looking at the research and it made a little more sense. Long story short, we ended up starting a business where PEMF was part of that. And so my wife has done thousands of sessions on people, and I've done a fair amount myself, but nowhere near as much as my wife. But the stories that we've seen personally are pretty profound, so I want to share some of those. We've had people with very extreme kidney disease. One gal in particular was scheduled to start, or was stage 4 scheduled to start dialysis. It did drop her down to stage 3. She now has a unit for her home that she uses on a regular basis. I've seen men in their late 60s, approaching 70s, see their testosterone go up, which you're not supposed to see at that age. Restless leg syndrome, we've seen it benefit that. Osteoporosis, we talked about that with NASA. Pelvic floor dysfunction, it was the only thing that helped some of these people. Parkinson's, very interesting run. Parkinson's, I have had people who were essentially maxed out on their Parkinson's meds who experience benefit with this. It is not a quick thing. They had to be on it regularly. They had to be on it consistently and for months, but they did experience benefit after that time. So this is not some sort of miracle thing for Parkinson's or anything like that, but it has been very beneficial for a number of people. Where we experience a lot of results is pain, whether it's chronic pain, back, shoulder, elbow, whatever it might be. Pain, we get a lot of results with pain. Also acute injury, A lot of athletes, if broken bones, rolled ankles, turned knees, that sort of stuff, it will speed up the recovery process. Again, bone fractures. And not only is this me vouching for it, my wife, you have professional athletes, professional golfers, NFL players, we have celebrities, Tony Robbins comes to mind, CEOs, and then medical professionals. I'm not the only medical professional who's like, this is legitimate, it helps people, and it's very, very few side effects. I did a video on PEMF side effects. I'd encourage you to check that out if you're worried, which you really shouldn't be. There's some precautions to take, but it's a great modality. It's effective, it's safe, and I do think that the type of unit you look at and the type of machine you're looking matters a great deal. That's why I'd encourage you to get my free checklist. I talk more about it there, but I don't want to make this any sort of pitch or anything like that for a particular machine. It's just the technology, it helps people. And one of the reasons it's able to help with a lot of different things is because of its mechanism of action. We believe the evidence points to PEMF being very beneficial for your mitochondria. Your mitochondria, if a car has an engine to make it go, your cells have mitochondria to make it go. We've seen PEMF ends up increasing blood flow, and then we can also see an increase in mitochondrial respiration. Basically, that means increase in metabolism. Also increase in the number of mitochondria. Again, one of the studies I'm thinking about in this regard came from Old Dominion University. So yes, long story short, it's definitely legitimate. It is not quackery like I thought it was. It's effective, it's safe, you should check it out. And if you've tried it before, let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate hearing your experience, and I know other people would too that watch this video. It's very helpful to hear from other people's experiences. Speaking of helpful, I hope this was, guys. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.